Good morning, welcome to Akamai TV. My name's Will Law. In Silicon Valley, you meet a number of people who are serial entrepreneurs, people who have a unique ability to start one successful company after another. My guest today is one of these people, and I want to welcome Steve Heffernan, founder and head of product at Mux. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you.
So I first met you probably 6 or 8 years ago at a cocktail party, and you were pitching your Zencoder company out with passion. Take us back from those days to where you are today at NAB.
Yeah, absolutely. First started with Zencoder. We were kind of early in the cloud transcoding space. Around 2010, where we were still trying to convince people to let go of their closets full of transcoding servers and move everything to the cloud, which in 2010 was a little bit of a challenge, but you showed them the efficiency of the cloud, and eventually we were able to convince a lot of people to sign up with us and transcode a lot of video, and grew to be the leading transcoding service. And it was a great adventure. On the side of that, built Video.js, which is open source video player, pretty widely used today. And then 2012.
And what drove the building of that? Was that you needed a good media player to drive the output of Zencoder? Or did you see a gap in the marketplace where Flash had abdicated and MSE was starting to come in? Or
yeah, honestly, it was always a combination of both technology opportunities and product opportunities for developer experience, right? With the transcoding side, it was we have the cloud now. We can do really efficient transcoding at scale, right? And build a nice developer API around it. And it was something that we wanted as developers building video applications, right? And then the same with HTML5 video. That was just a weekend hack project where it's we have this idea of HTML in web technologies now, and I was a fan of web technologies, right? So I built a player in Flash. I knew how to build the controls and everything, and I wanted to work with video in the browser, right? So then it was just applying that and seeing what would come out of it, and it turned into something.
And that was acquired by Brightcove, right?
Yeah, end of 2012, acquired by Brightcove, and yeah.
And then you started Mux.
Yeah, spent a few years at Brightcove. It was a good few years, and then got the startup itch again, and kind of looked around the space to see, where are the similar opportunities where we could take advantage of technologies that were, new and interesting, as well as, things that customers in this space would value a lot. And the conversations kept coming back to the idea of the intersection between data and video.
So Mux today is known for data analytics in the industry, but you started to expand into other services. So what are those services, and what's driving that expansion?
Yeah, so we have our video analytics, which is focused on quality of experience. And we, about a year and a half, launched of what we call a video API. And it's an abstraction layer above transcoding, hosting, and streaming. So our customers, who tend to be app developers, people who are trying to build video into an app, UGC, whatever it may be, they give us a video, we give them back a URL that will play in any video player, whether it be native devices, on the web. And then, so the API is super simple, but what we're doing behind the scenes is essentially using a lot of this QoE data and interesting techniques like machine learning and AI stuff to make better decisions about how we're encoding the video. So,
So there's much has been said about data being the new currency for technology. And you're seeing that in your business on the machine learning side, on the analytics side, that whoever owns, controls, processes, and understands the data is in fact the one most likely to be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you see what the top companies in video, YouTube and Netflix, and the things that they do with data, not even on the recommendation side of things, just making sure every change that they make has a positive impact on the viewing experience. So fewer playback errors, less rebuffering, things like that. They're not making any changes that they can't see the impact of that, and most other companies don't have that level of insight. So
So we're both involved on the worst named project in the world, which is CTA R4WG20.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that. What's driving it, what its goals are, and what the current state is.
Yeah, totally. So it's a standards group attempting to standardize quality of experience metrics. And so by quality experience metrics, I'm talking about how you calculate playback errors, how you define what rebuffering is or stalling, startup time, video quality, details like this that everybody cares about and is trying to track in different ways. But all the different approaches to it are a little bit different. And so it makes it really hard to compare one system versus another, or just even know the right way to track something. And so that's what this group is trying to do is create a common language around these metrics, and then also a common way of calculating these things that both analytics vendors and video player developers can use to then build into their systems and start speaking this common language. So.
And if you Google GitHub, CTA Wave, QoE, you'll probably find the public document that's open for community review right now.
You will, yeah. It's open for review. We're looking for feedback, and especially from anybody who's using the metrics or interested in getting that space. It's early today. I don't know, I'll throw the question back to you. How are you feeling about the progress of it and where it's at today?
We've got good feedback, yeah. In all honesty. Microsoft gave good contributions, -IF came in with feedback. There's a bunch of good feedback stacked there. Our challenge is now going to be to go back and integrate that back to the document. So I see quite a few more debate cycles, in all honesty, before we go out to final draft. But it's a lot closer than it was a year ago, and certainly more tangible than it was 2 years ago.
No, it's super exciting to have something out there to get feedback on, because we've been in kind of a room for a little while, just talking amongst ourselves, getting to a place where we felt comfortable putting out there. Yeah. And now it's there, and you can see the progress being made. Yeah. So.
And I appreciate your involvement in the project too. It's the grinder kind of work that is never seen on the stage, but it's the oil that makes the engine move at the end of the day.
Yep.
So, what's Mux talking about? As my closing question to you, then
Sure.
What are you showing off at the show, and what do you feel people don't know about Mux that they should come and see?
Yeah, absolutely. So released a new feature on each side of our product. So for our quality of experience metrics, we have a relatively new real-time dashboard that we launched at IBC last year. And we've built out some additional pieces of that. So last year we had kind of the top-level metrics of global rebuffering, playback failures, things like that. And this, for NAB, we were able to build essentially another page of that where you can choose any metric and then break it down by a lot of filters in real time. So as you're streaming, a big live event like the Super Bowl, you can see a spike in errors, click on the graph, and then start to immediately dig down into, is this based on, is this because of a specific geography or a specific CDN or a specific video player, and really get to the root cause very quickly. So that's the goal with that one.
That's fantastic. And from a CDN perspective, we want to give you data so that causality, which is the biggest problem in solving real-time issues, can be easier to debug on our side.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely follow up on that.
Cool. And then the other one that we worked on speaks back to the machine learning side of things. So on our video API, we've added a feature called audience adaptive encoding, where any customer that's using both our data product and our video product, we can essentially look at their profile of customer, the bandwidth that they have, the different resolutions that they're showing the video in, and custom tailor the video manifest so that we have the resolutions and the bit rates at just the exact right size for their audience. So we're excited about that one. That's been a fun one to play with some
and that's a continual feedback loop. So as more custom data comes in from the players, so you're massaging the archive and the content that you hold.
Exactly. If they introduce a new video player, like our system will pick that up, and we can adapt to that. So it's cool.
That's awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. I want to thank you for your time this morning.
Cool.
It's always a pleasure to chat with you.
Yeah, good chatting with you as well.
You're welcome. Yeah. And with that, more Akamai TV coming up shortly. Thank you.